Is the ATN Thor 5 the thermal scope that finally makes nighttime hunting feel effortless? Or is it a pricey gadget that will sit idle in your rack? Who should actually put this on their rifle? Who can safely walk away? And does the price make sense for the average outdoorsman who just wants a reliable shot at dusk? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you start looking at thermal optics, the first hesitation is always the same. Will this really give me the edge I need? Or am I just paying for a shiny display? I've spent the last few weeks watching YouTube breakdowns, reading ATN's white papers, and scrolling through forum threads where hunters compare the Thor line to older models. The consensus is clear: thermal tech has moved from nice-to-have to must-have for many serious hunters, but the jump from a basic thermal to a smart scope with video and a built-in laser isn't trivial. The Thor 5 sits at that intersection, promising an ultra-sensitive sensor, a high-resolution OLED screen, and a suite of digital tools that could replace a whole load of separate accessories. Let's start with who actually benefits from those tools. If you're a hunter who regularly stalks at night or in dense brush, the next-gen thermal sensor on the Thor 5 is a game-changer. The ultra-sensitive tag isn't just marketing fluff. It means the detector can pick up temperature differences that older 2-micron sensors miss, translating into clearer images at the longer ranges you'll be shooting. Imagine you're on a 600-yard ridge, the wind's quiet, and you see a faint heat signature of a buck crossing a clearing. The clarity you get from that sensor can be the difference between a clean shot and a miss, especially when the animal is moving fast. The built-in laser rangefinder, which you can enable if you need it, takes the guesswork out of range estimation. In a real-world scenario, you're crouched behind a tree line, your target is half a mile away, and you have to decide whether you're within your ballistic envelope. Instead of pulling out a separate rangefinder, punching numbers into a phone, and then switching back to your scope, you press a button, get an instant reading, and the ballistic calculator does the math for you. For anyone who spends time hunting in varied terrain where distances change rapidly, that integration saves both time and mental load. Now, the Thor 5 also records HD video. That might sound like a gimmick, but there's a practical side to it. After a successful hunt, you can capture the whole approach, the shot, and the animal's behavior all in a format you can review later or share with friends. It's also a great learning tool. If you miss a shot, you can replay the footage, see where the reticle was, and adjust your hold. For coaches or groups that like to critique each other's technique, the video function adds real value beyond the scope itself. Custom reticles are another feature that often gets lost in the hype. ATN lets you design or download reticles and share them with a friend's scope. In practice, that means you can tailor a reticle for a specific caliber, hunting environment, or personal preference, and then hand it off to a buddy who's using the same model. It eliminates the need to buy separate reticle kits and lets you stay consistent across multiple rifles. All these strengths sound great, but they come with trade-offs you need to weigh. First and foremost, the price. The Thor 5 sits in a premium bracket, and while the tech justifies a higher cost, it's still a significant outlay for someone who only hunts a few times a year. If you're a weekend shooter who only needs a basic thermal for occasional deer hunts, you might find better value in a more stripped-down model that still offers a solid sensor but skips the laser and video modules. Weight and ergonomics are also worth mentioning. Adding a laser, a larger OLED screen, and the electronics for video recording means the Thor 5 is heavier than a minimalist scope. On a long hike to a remote stand, that extra ounce can add up, especially when you're already carrying a pack and a rifle. Some users have reported needing to adjust their bipod or cheek weld to accommodate the bulk. If you're used to a light, low-profile setup, the Thor 5 will feel like a noticeable shift. Battery life is another hidden consideration. All the smart features: sensor, video, rangefinder, draw power, and while ATN hasn't published an exact runtime, the consensus in the community is that you'll need to plan for spare batteries on extended outings. That isn't a deal breaker, but it adds another item to your pre-hunt checklist. If you're the type who prefers a set-it-and-forget-it piece of gear, the Thor 5's power demands might feel like extra maintenance. So, who should press the purchase button? If you're a serious hunter who spends nights in the field, values precise ranging, and wants the ability to capture your hunts in high definition, the Thor 5 aligns well with those needs. It also makes sense for